Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Today we are going to be setting up automated Xnet crops, and we're also going to be learning a little bit more about mystical agriculture. So I hope you guys are ready. Where we left off, we were going to work with a little bit of mystical agriculture, and I think that's exactly what I want to jump into. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a watering can. I just want to see how fast this thing will work. By the way, you also recommended in the comments, I replaced the button with a wooden button, and it gives a little bit more time than a stone button, which is actually just enough time to walk through here, and I like that a lot more. So let's see if this works. It does say it's empty, so let's go ahead and just right click on water, and that will fill it up. Does this require... Oh, it doesn't require it to be refilled. Okay, so here's a couple of things that I want to test. Is this right click amount based, or is it just holding it down and letting the mouse click for me? Okay, so this is me just holding the mouse button down. I want to see what's faster. All right, so that just broke. Let's just continuously tap the mouse button as fast as we can. Oh, that's a bit faster. So I'm tapping the mouse button repeatedly. Okay, so if that's the case, I have a rapid fire button on my mouse. So let me push that button. Oh, that's pretty fast. I don't know why this one's not growing. I wonder if it's got something to do with light. Maybe there's not enough lighting in here. If that's the case, I will totally get lighting in here. I think that one has something to do with lighting. Let's try this again. Oh yeah, definitely had something to do with lighting. So we definitely know that the amount of times that this is right-clicked is how fast this thing will go. So with that in mind, I mean, we can and that's going to be dramatically increase, I think, the more we upgrade this watering can. Like by default, this watering can will help us get even more stuff, but we do need some of this fertilizer for this to work. And that's going to be something we have to work on later on. For right now, though, we can go ahead and dive into some of the other properties of mystical agriculture, which is going to be upgrading our essence that we're gathering and utilizing that. So let's see if we can't upgrade this stuff. It's going to require a regular infusion crystal, which is going to require some diamond. And luckily for us, we have a little bit of diamonds. But if you're still lacking on diamonds, let's take a look at the rods. Not fishing rods, but divining rods. So these things right here, if you're looking for a specific material, there are divining rods in this pack, which will dramatically help you out. You are going to need a little bit of investment to get these things, and you're going to need some spider eyes. That should be pretty easy if you've killed any spiders with a looting sword or anything like that. So let's go ahead and take this divining rod. I also have one for coal right here. And we can take a look at what both of these things do. We're going to head off. Oh boy, we have some visitors over here. We're going to head off into this dimension. Let me turn my jetpack off of its hover mode. And what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way down to the bottom. And I think this is a 11 by 11 range, or 11 by 11 by 11 range. It's got a pretty wide area. And the longer we stand in a particular area, so let's go over to an area we haven't really mined out. We do have to keep it in our hand or in our inventory. We can put it in our offhand if we want, but it needs to be in a hand. And we can kind of stand here for a minute. And what will happen is, as long as it's in our inventory, we should be able to kind of see little blips that show up that will let us know if diamond is nearby. And as you can see, it doesn't seem like diamond is nearby because I'm not really seeing anything show up. Now, if we switch to the coal, you can see exactly how it works. This one should work a little bit faster when it goes to demonstrate where coal is at. Let's see. Oh, right here. So that's exactly what it's going to look like. It's going to continue to grow and kind of pulse there. But we do know that coal is up there. So if we were to mine this out, you can see we definitely know coal is here. Look at that. I love this area, by the way. Slime heaven, man. And with our looting sword, oh, it's even better. Because each time we kill one of these things, it drops. I mean, we almost get a whole stack of slime. And slime is so useful in mod packs. But yeah, I mean, if you're kind of looking for diamond, I mean, keep this thing in your offhand while you're mining, and it'll definitely show you where the diamond is at. You'll be like, oh, well, right there it is. Or like, I shouldn't miss it at all. So you should be able to definitely find more diamond if that's the case, especially if you're having a hard time finding diamond. I know a lot of people have been saying that in the comments. They're having a hard time finding diamonds in this pack. I'm at Y level 12. At least I believe so. Yeah, Y level 12, which is normally where I mine at and where I do branch mines, just like this. And I found a ton of diamonds just down here. I always normally do. I've been playing a lot of hardcore vanilla Minecraft, and this is based off of all the vanilla origin for the most part. So, of course, there's going to be tons of diamonds in these Y levels. When we killed that slime, our sword ended up giving us a slime spawn egg. That's one of the things. That's what the capturing 3 does. And yeah, we ended up getting a spawn egg for that. So we might be able to use that later on. I don't know. It might make it easier to capture a slime. So we can potentially like reproduce it. I know that Industrial Foregoing lets us do that. That'd be kind of cool. So let's take some of this Ethereum Essence. And because we have this Infusion Crystal, we can now upgrade that into the Prudentium Essence. Let's go ahead and get about 16 of it for right now. And the crystal, it does show its uses, but it does not have a durability bar. So that's, I mean, that's good. At least we know the durability is working. It just does not have a durability bar, which I mean might be a good thing. I don't know. I don't know how that that'll work for automation. Usually you couldn't use these for automation because they just didn't work that well. So it'd be kind of nice to see if these are able to be used in automation in a system like this later on down the road. So we're gonna need some coal seeds. This is definitely what I want. This is what I wanted to make, and I need to figure out how to do this. So we're gonna need some carpet. Let's see, some white wool. And it looks like we can just make carpet, red carpet with just some red dye. I don't know if I have any poppies. Let's go ahead and sleep real quick. And then we're going to find some flowers. We have to find some red ones. And unfortunately, these guys... Oh man, these are not going to be fun. Let's get some buckets. I see one bucket. That's going to be for the milk. Because unfortunately, with me killing these guys, I'm going to get bad omen. I wonder if these things would drop spawn eggs as well. Let's try and hit that, make that guy. This guy right here will be the one that gives you bad omen. You can see right here I have bad omen effects. So if I went to a village, it would start a raid right now. I don't really want that, so there we go. We end up getting advancement though, which is not bad. So let's take a look. We're looking for flowers, right? And we're looking for poppies. Or not poppies. Is it poppies? I don't know if it's poppies or not. Here I'm going crazy. Maybe I could just use some bone meal. I can just spawn some in myself. When we went to the nether, I ended up finding some bone blocks. There was just a bunch just laying around. So finding some bone block is actually pretty common in the nether. Okay, so we got a bunch of different flowers here. I'm not seeing my red flowers. Okay. Maybe it's biome dependent? I don't know. Maybe I will just have to fly around until I find the flowers I need. Well, they're right here. Strange. I'm surprised at bone meal. Maybe it is biome dependent? No. Okay, so bone meal is only spawning in those flowers. Strange. I wonder if that's a bug. I almost guarantee that's probably a bug. Like, it should be spawning in more than just these indigo blue flowers. Which I mean, are used to make indigo dye. Indigo dye. Weird. So let's just go ahead and get back into our altar. So, poppies, let's go ahead and grab those. Convert them into some dye. I think we could probably crush them for more dye, right? Actually, I don't even see a crushing recipe, so maybe not. Let's go ahead and convert that into some red carpet. I know we have coal and stone, and we get ourselves an infusion altar. I don't exactly know what really to do with this yet. We might place it downstairs somewhere. Okay, so we're gonna need pedestals. This might be a little bit cooler than I thought it was going to be. Will this fit somewhere downstairs? That would be quite cool. So like if I place this here, okay, it's gonna be placed right where I don't need it. So maybe I place it one more back, and then it will fit in here. So right here. It gives me a little bit of room. We can leave it here for right now, but it is going to kind of fit. And we need I'm guessing 8 pedestals. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, 8 pedestals. That's going to be a resource investment, right? It's going to require a little bit more red carpet. So we should be able to afford the wool, I believe. Like, if wool was something you were trying to get, good thing we made those silkworms, right? Because otherwise, yeah, you'd be struggling to get that wool right about now. You would be struggling. So let's go ahead and make the rest of this red carpet. And poppies. There we go. Hopefully that's enough to make 8. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. We have just the right amount. Which is going to mean, when we take a look at the recipe here, all the different recipes, we're going to be making coal, right? We need 4 pieces of coal, a prosperity shard. Let's go ahead and make the prosperity here. And we also need to see what this is going to entail for us. So we need just some coal as well. I think I have my coal laying around over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have everything else we need. Okay. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and place these down. I'm liking this. I'm kind of liking this new mechanic. It's a little bit different. A little bit different. Does this take the whole stack? It takes 1. Okay. So we need 4 of these. We're going to do a little ritual here. And then when you're done here, we're going to place the prosperity shard in the middle. And was that the recipe? Does seem to be the recipe. Does this require anything else? I might have to look it up because that is everything it required. Unless I need to leave that in the middle and place this here. Almost wonder if there's going to be like some kind of redstone thing that needs to happen here. I can try a button. Let's just get a regular wooden button right now. I mean, it could require redstone. It does require redstone. Okay, so we kind of guessed it ourselves. So just a little button there, and then voila, we have ourselves a coal seed. And that's going to be very important to us because that's how we're going to get up probably a lot of our coal. Now, we're going to have to automate this. There's not going to be a way for us to automate us standing here. But, I mean, I could just sit here with my mouse and just let this run. And we have coal forever, pretty much. Of course, I'm not going to be able to do that. I do want, however, a machine to do this. And there is a machine that will do this. That will auto-harvest plants for us. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. It's actually, I think there's only one that'll harvest for us right now. Ooh, we end up getting one of those fertilizers. That's good. That's good. So we get that whenever we harvest manually on our coalescence. So if we get a few more of those, we can upgrade our watering can. And I wonder if that's going to be a little bit faster. I don't know. So industrial foregoing is going to have a block called a plant gatherer. This thing right here is going to allow us to automatically gather plants or harvest plants. It also does trees as well. That's why we have the axe here. Create a few sticks. There we go. And yeah, plant gatherer. Let's create another axe. And it's going to need a regular hoe. The machine casing here, I think we have that as well. So let's do that. And a little bit of plastic. So this is our machine, the plant gatherer. Of course, we don't have any power to give it, but I think this should totally work with everything else. So instead of me having that torch there, I'll place this plant gatherer here. And of course, it is going to need a torch to keep this relit. Let's place our seed back down. I'm gonna figure out another way to get this get more lighting over here, because these lights are definitely not lighting this up. It's kind of strange. So this is definitely gonna need some power. I'm thinking about just stealing a coal generator from something for right now. Like, I'm gonna steal this coal generator. All right, just to kind of demonstrate how this is gonna work. Eventually, we're gonna switch and we're gonna have more power, but right now, all we have is these coal generators helping us out. So if I do this, we should see this getting harvested. I hope this works on these plants. It may not. Show the working area. Ah, so here is the working area currently. That's because we need to get upgrades in this thing. And the upgrades, I think, require its own machine. Its own custom machine to add upgrades. All it does, it requires this Disillusion Chamber. Oh, that's a new block to me. Totally new. So I guess with this, we can go ahead and make our Disillusion Chamber. I don't know what size upgrade I want for this. I think the 3 works, which is a little bit of bone meal, some glass and redstone, and air. Okay. 0 buckets of air. I guess that means nothing. So glass. Oh, it requires a little bit of latex though. Huh. So if I have a bucket here, let's make another bucket. Just a plain Jane bucket. Am I able to pull a little bit of latex out of one of these? Probably not. I'd probably have to grab some latex out of this, which means this would need to be turned off. So what I can do is actually turn this whole channel off. Of course, Control O to do this. And we're going to take the export channel here, and we're going to disable this process on this channel. So what this is going to do is going to leave latex to build up in this instead of heading here and making the rubber. Because I'm going to need a little bit of latex in order to get this upgrade process. So while I'm waiting on that, go ahead and grab everything else we need. We need glass, right? And we need the glass panes. And we're going to need redstone. So not too bad of an investment, right? For just a tier 3 upgrade and some bone meal, which we already have on us. Awesome. And I'm going to throw that power. I'm going to use the same power that's generating here for this thing. So in the center, we have our fluid. Over here, we have a fluid as well, which says empty. I'm curious, though, if I shut this off. I want this to be enable or action push, pull, disabled. Okay. So I just want it to all be disabled on this side. I don't want anything to be active there. Okay. So activating this stuff, though, was as simple as doing a little bit of redstone and some bone meal. And now this place right here is the one that needs to get the latex. It looks like a whole bucket of latex. So I'm going to have to wait for that. And when we come back, we should be able to make ourselves an upgrade. So I did a little bit of testing in my test world and actually found out that we need the 4+4 upgrade in order to get this thing fully upgraded and fit where we need. I also need a plant sower, and I went ahead and got the controller from Xnet, everything that we're going to potentially need to automate this thing. Because when this when this does harvest, it harvests the whole thing. It harvests the seed and it also harvests the product. And we need a plant sower, which is how Industrial Foregoing works, to replant the seed. So it's also going to need power, and it goes down below this block. We'll kind of talk about that here in a second, especially when we get to automating it. So right up here, let's just go ahead and get this done. To make that upgrade, we're going to need this, and that should go in here, and it does. And that should consume that and give us the upgrade, which is perfect. That's what we need. Upgrade, there we go, tier 4 upgrade. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Glass here, and this. Do it one more time. With our other bucket of latex. I also need to remember to turn my latex processing back on so I can make sure plastic is reprocessing. And that should make our next upgrade. So what I can do is throw this in here, and you can now see that this is big enough to harvest this whole area, which is perfect. Exactly what I want. I also need this upgrade to work with this plant sower. So let's go ahead and pick up this bucket of water here. And the plant sower goes below the level 1. And you can place water above it. Doesn't matter. That's kind of what it's intended for. So you can place water here. But this is going to be a little bit more complicated to automate. But we can do it all with Xnet. The beauty of Xnet is allowing us to do that. Let's throw this in here, and then it will show its bounding areas, which fits just perfect. So as long as that upgrade's in there, it's good to go. Now, it does need power, as you can see. But we're going to solve that here in a second. This is not going to stay here any longer. And then this right here probably doesn't need to be here as well. I kind of want a special place for this to go for right now. So that way, eventually, we could probably do some automating and get that all started. So let's go ahead and break some of these blocks. And we're going to need this lined all the way underneath here to be able to access our machine over here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to place a connector on the side. A regular connector. I don't know why that doesn't work every time. Now when I break it, it's a different block. Is it because it requires Xnet cables? I think it does. Like, something weird about this not having an Xnet cable to connect to causes it not to connect. We can convert this with just a piece of lapis. It converts it, but still kind of weird that that's how that is acting. We'll do the same thing here, and this should connect because it has a connector. And then we're going to run this over. Of course, it's going to be covered by a block. I'm going to run this over here. And I'm thinking about putting the controller right here. Maybe. We don't have a facade, so put the controller here and the power source right here for now. So here's our controller. And then we'll put our coal power source right there. Underneath here, we're going to have to break these because we have to get the cable running in. And this cable, it doesn't worry about water here, so we should be fine. Oh, it does. It does care about water. Oh. Well, that's not good, is it? We'll have to block that off. That just destroyed all my cabling down here, didn't it? Weird. It gets broken by that. I wasn't prepared for that. And connect our connector. Of course, we're going to have to use another connector. So let's head back up real quick, and I'll show you on the blue dye here. We can throw that on this, and it converts it back. I don't know why. It just whenever you go to connect it, doesn't want to. I love that you can see this though. I love Xnet. And there we go. It's connected. All right. So wiring all this up, we need to first of all, I want to create an energy channel. So let's Control O to be able to see this, and we'll create ourselves an energy channel just like this, right? And we'll call it power. That's fine. And this right here is going to be the extract. We're going to extract power from this, and we're going to insert power into here, right here. It's going to go into these two machines, so these need to be on insert as well. Priority wise, they both should be set at the same priority. You could also power this, but because the generator is right next to the Xnet block, I'm not worried about connecting it there. It should be just fine. So once we give it a little bit of coal, this should start to get powered anyways. This should get power. And because this didn't have any power, it should be now getting power. Perfect. So that's our one channel setup just for power. And this is where things are going to get a little bit more complicated. Because this harvests a couple of things. I'm okay with it building up in here because we don't have an external chest yet. But if we had a chest, we could place a chest over here and have our items actually going into a chest. Right now, I just want it to build up inside the plant gatherer. But we're going to run into an issue eventually when that happens. For right now, we can go ahead and bypass that. That'll be where the seeds no longer have a place to go. But that'll be fine. That'll mean I have tons of coal. And then we can reroute our system for that future date. So let's go ahead and get this set up. So we have our... If you kind of hover over it, it does tell you what these blocks are. And also if you double click, it'll highlight the block in world like that. So you can see that's where that block's at. We needed to create a new channel. And this is going to be a item channel. And we'll name it, I guess. Well, I guess if I'm moving items, it's going to be moving... I'm going to be moving the seed. So seed. And so what we're going to do is we are going to move the seed from the gatherer right here. So it's going to be an extract. And I'm going to set a list here of items that it can extract. So it can only extract this seed. For now, that's what we have it set up for. Actually, we probably should do it for this seed too, since these are in here as well. So what we can say is extract and only pull out with a whitelist. This is currently in whitelist mode. We put the seed here, and we're going to say you can only pull out these items from that from the plant gatherer and extract them. And we can set this to be stacks of items. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then the other one, we're going to have this insert, and it's going to insert what's extracted from this specific channel alone. So we should be fine. We don't have to put any kind of special things in here. So we should be good. And that's basically all all the automation we really need to do to get this thing to really start functioning. And I think we can already go ahead and test it out. And I can go ahead and try it right now with this. Place this seed here and see if this all works. So I'm not going to harvest it myself. This machine is going to harvest it. It should harvest. There it goes. It harvested it. And the seed was taken out and it was placed into the sower and ended up over here. Because this thing kind of plants it randomly, right? Depending on where it lands in this inventory here. It kind of does it randomly. But it worked. So this is how this whole setup is going to eventually work, which is great. Because we don't really have to change too much. Everything is pretty much ready to go and automated. So not bad. And as you can see, it just did the same thing for this plant. It planted it and planted it randomly. It's going to plant randomly because that's just how it functions. But we could plant pretty much anything in here as long as we go to our Xnet controller and add it to the whitelist. So if we plant carrots, carrots would actually go in here and we would just add carrots to the whitelist. Carrots would be a little bit different because carrots are not just the seed. They are also what is actually planted. But if you put like wheat, for example, that would also work. Wheat would be probably pretty good to use in this. So overall, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned a concept or two from this setup. But guys, I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next episode. Be sure to click that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy the video. And like I said, I'll see you in the next one. As always, thanks for watching.